we hurtle towards the end of this season and bringing up our final guest of our 7th season. This is tremendously exciting. Now, she's somebody that's been on every single one of those funny, you should know, funniest ladies, get to know her, have her over to your house lists that's out there. And she's been a great host, stand-up. Let's bring her up. Emma Willmann, ladies and gentlemen. Emma Willmann. Emma, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's great to see you. Now, I understand you're from the great state of Maine.
Yes, I'm from a tiny, and just off, I sound like this because I have allergies.
Okay.
So I don't want people thinking this is how I sound. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't know any different, but
really?
Okay. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
But I haven't listened to,
That's not a good
to
thing.
all of your tapes.
Okay, well, right now I think maybe I just hear myself weird.
It might sound weird to you because you're suffering from the allergies.
I'm really suffering from the allergies.
It's the pollen and as well as the grass pollen coming together.
It's
one
killing
big,
me.
Yeah, it's tough. I have the same thing.
It's brutal.
I'm heavily medicated right
Me
now.
too. I don't know where I am. But I know where I grew up. I grew up in Maine. Boom. I grew up in Maine. I grew up in a tiny town called Blue Hill, Maine. I don't know if you're familiar with Maine, but it's up near Bar Harbor.
Yeah, so are you inland or are you on the coast?
I'm on the coast.
I see. And so you feel the call of the sea?
Yes, if I am not in a place where it's like even kind of proximity in some way to water, I feel a little anxious or landlocked.
Yeah.
So I grew up pretty close to the water for sure.
A lot of eccentric characters up there, aren't there?
Oh man, there was a guy, and I was just looking into eccentric characters in Maine because someone wanted a reality show on Maine personalities. So I was kind of digging around.
One person did.
One person did. Homeless guy yelled at me in the street. No, one person wanted Maine personalities, so I dug around. I found this guy who calls himself Captain King, and he brings sheep across Maine, and he's just a total lunatic. And he brings sheep all over Maine. That's his thing. That's what he does, not for profit.
He abandons the sheep once he gets
I don't know. I didn't look. I was like, how do I find this guy? And they go, that's too weird for what we're looking for. So this person in Maine was too weird for reality TV.
But what happens to the sheep?
I don't. Well, maybe that could be the show.
Boy, I'm intrigued.
I am too. Uh-oh.
Making fun of it, but now I am curious about this.
You're right. And how many sheep and why sheep?
Is it a different set of sheep? Where does he find the sheep? How does he replenish the stock? Does he make sweaters out of the thing?
Oh, God.
What's going on?
Oh, no, the greatest reality show of all time slipped between my hands. We got to hunt him down. We got to go find the sheep man.
I think we got to find him. But you perform every night, is that right?
Yeah, I actually, recently I've been trying to be a little bit better about, taking a night off here and there. I started dating someone, which has helped me take a night off,
Helps
but
you
pretty
take a night
much,
off?
yeah,
That's a
because
nice
it's
way to say it.
you wanna see the person you're with.
Sure.
I've been with other people, but I didn't want to see them, and I'm with someone now, and it's nice to see. I enjoy their company, so every now and then.
Yeah, you choose to be with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll find a nice balance for that
Right.
to work out for you.
Yeah, it's not easy at all to do that. It's not easy to date someone who is busy at night. And you're not just busy at night, you're mentally preoccupied. You're always thinking about it.
Always coming up with the singers. And you guys okay relationship-wise? Things going well?
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Yeah, these two are celebrated.
I'm glad to see her now.
1,000 years.
Yeah, incredible. Very cute.
Amazing. We got matching haircuts.
Terrific. The cleanse. And you do a lot of college shows and things too.
I do. So this year, this was my first year doing colleges. I think actually, in the first month that I had done stand-up, some guy booked me for a show at a Holy Cross school in Worcester. Are you familiar with that? It's a religious school.
Worcester, sure.
So,
not Holy Cross though. That's a religious school.
But I had been doing stand-up about a month.
Perfect.
So it was a ridiculous situation. He just put me in the cafeteria, and it was awful. And then let's fast forward a couple years. Last October, I did some NACAs, which when you showcase National Association of Campus Activities, and you showcase at these things, and college kids are there, and then you kind of get into the circuit that way. So this year, been I've been back at some cafeterias, to be totally honest. In Worcester. I was like, oh, I've come full circle of hell. But here we are, fried chicken for everybody. Okay.
That feels good. Good lighting up there.
Yeah, but I do a good amount, so it's a good way to work on building a longer set.
Yeah.
You know.
And you do anything for this long weekend? We just had a long holiday weekend. Were you away doing anything notable?
Yes, I was.
Oh, good.
But I don't know if it was notable, but I was, well, were you, I always feel like I'm, because it's an interview, I feel rude, like I'm not asking you anything, but this is how it's supposed to be.
No, don't ask me
Okay.
anything.
All right, I feel like a bad date.
It is a little bit of a bad date.
Right.
That's not why we're
This is
here.
actually pretty good, I've dated a lot of strippers.
Better than most.
But,
You date a lot of strippers?
yeah, I just try to wiggle that in, yeah.
Yeah.
It is true, but not anymore, no strippers in 2015.
That's a good life goal.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but, you know, there's not a lot right with it either. But, so this weekend, and I'm working on my ADD,
Yeah.
but this weekend, I went away, I tried to combine my relationship with going away, so I booked some shows at an Italian restaurant in Worcester. They have a comedy club.
Yeah.
So I was gonna go there Friday and Saturday and have my girlfriend come stay with me at my family's place in Cape Cod, but I screwed the whole thing up. Everything I screwed up. I didn't tell her I had shows on Friday and Saturday. I just assumed she thought that. So we get there, what do you mean you have shows? I thought you knew. So the shows are out in Worcester. We get Friday, the show happens, not the greatest, because no one's there, because they're all spending time with their family. Wah, wah.
Cape Cod and Worcester not close.
Not even that close. I was
Not
trying to
close.
finagle the whole thing.
Yeah.
Everything went to everything didn't work out. And then Saturday, I get to Worcester. She comes with me. We rush. She's like everything will be okay if we can just have a nice dinner. So we're eating dinner. I'm rushing it because I'm like, I gotta get to the show. We get there, boom, show's canceled. Ouch.
Oh.
Then I gotta drive all the way home with allergies imploding my face. Real rough. But I tried. It wasn't very romantic though.
Do you get points for trying?
I don't think I did.
Doesn't sound like it.
No.
I tell you, I went to spend a little bit of time with some relatives.
Nice.
Down in Pennsylvania, and they put me up in the guest room, which is fine. I stayed there before, and it's nice. And I got up there, and I noticed that on the bedspread is a very noticeable blood stain.
Oh God.
So I said to the relative, I said, what's with the
blood?
the blood stain here?
Not to be a bother,
Notice it.
but.
And he said, oh, well, those all came from an elderly person upstate, and we put them on the bed, and we noticed there was a little note in there that said, look out for blood stains.
So this person knew about the blood and just assumed you'd be cool with it.
This is what I'm saying. If you open a box and you come across a note that says, look out for blood stains, you know what I'm going to do?
What are you gonna do?
Put it all back in the box and put it out on one
Yeah.
of those funeral pyres like they
Absolutely.
have in Game of Thrones and just set the thing on fire.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put it on the
Right.
bed.
It's not like, oh cool, look out for the blood. Found it. Boom. Your turn.
Yeah, no, I'm not looking for blood stains. That's the warning to pack up the box and put it away. Not
So what'd you
invite
do?
people. Well, I left them a very nasty review on their Airbnb page. What else could I do?
This was Airbnb.
Well, it was a relative, but I feel like if they ever do any Airbnb, I should just let them know. But speaking of bloodstains, you've been involved in a number of crime shows.
Yes,
right?
you've done great research. I'm extremely impressed.
Thank you. You play a kind of detective character.
So I just played a detective on a show called True Crime, and I was a murderer on a show called Deadly Affairs.
Oh.
And I killed someone. I shot them, fake blood everywhere, just
Yeah.
all over everywhere. And then I killed myself. So blood all over from killing them, blood all over from killing me. And the bloodiest thing of the whole thing was the day we had the shoot scene.
Yeah.
You know, they great makeup. You get it looks real.
Yeah.
I had a gunshot wound, quote unquote, back of my head. Go back to all the makeup gets washed off. I forgot about the blood coming out of the back of my head. I go to the hotel and the concierge is like, excuse me, is everything all right? And I was like, why do I have a gunshot wound in the back of my head? And he was like, well, it looks like it. And I was like, yeah, I'm trying to be an actor. It's, yada, yada. Have a good night. And left it at that. Yeah, lots
So
of
look out
blood.
for bloodstains in that hotel room.
Yes.
Well, I thought it would be, I think you'd make a great detective.
I appreciate that.
I really do. I
Thank
see
you.
you as that. And I was started thinking maybe I could guest on there.
You look
as a kind of, Columbo type
For
that you
sure.
call in out of retirement to come and help. And then I started thinking, well, this would be great if it took place in Maine. And the whole show was called Vacation Land.
Ooh.
Where murder never takes a day off.
That's
Something
fantastic.
like that. And we could be involved, and Josh, you could sing the theme song, and Maria, you could be the first suspect that was there, and you run an
Excellent.
organic
And
blueberry stand.
The
right?
captain could wrangle all those sheep.
Oh, there would be sheep always in the background, and probably this would be the opening line would be like, it would be a fisherman pulling up the lobster trap, but then you see the body, and somebody says, that's not a lobster.
Nope.
And that's what they'd say, and then Steve will probably be the one who did it.
Brilliant. Sold. I love it. I think you'd be great. I think you'd be great.
Silent killer, and Aparna would be the body.
Of course. Oh, I was gonna suggest. For
Where is
sure.
she? Where is she? But that sounds tremendously. Could we do that? Could we pitch that to somebody?
Well, I'm trying to get better about writing up, you've gotta write little things called one-pagers, so we could try. I'm not good at it.
Let's do it. Let's do it together.
Let's do it.
I think people would be excited about it,
I'm excited.
judging from the response so
Yeah,
far.
exactly. Nope, not.
That would be great fun. And you enjoy hosting and doing those kind of things as well?
Yes.
Yeah. And you did a couple of shows with Louis Anderson?
Well, I did my Live at Gotham with Louis Anderson. He hosted that show. So they bring in, it's a show on Access TV, they bring in a celebrity guest host, and he hosted that show.
I see.
And he was so nice, and he was a little bit different on stage than off, as a lot of comics are, but off stage he was he was very shrewd. He was very nice. He gave me some advice. He gave me some notes on a joke, which is very nice.
Pretty great, yeah.
Very nice. But he was very shrewd. Like, he swore, and that took me back because he doesn't swear in his comedy.
Uh-huh.
I think the line was, "I'm not a fucking idiot. To make it in this business this long, you can't be dumb." And hello. Yeah.
Really brought it to...
He brought the heat in our conversation. I was like, yeah, whatever you say. But he was really a nice guy.
That's great. And you got a lot of shows coming up?
I got a good amount of shows coming up. Just trying to hustle, get, trying to push it.
Live the life.
Yeah.
And where can people find you online?
My website is emmacomedy.com, but it's that for kind of a screwed up reason.
Okay.
So I used to drink a lot.
Yeah.
And I got really drunk one night, and I bought EmmaWillmann.com, EmmaWillmannLive.com. I bought every variation of Emma Willmann, and then I was so drunk I forgot, the password to get in. I forgot everything. So I went to then buy it sober, and I don't drink really anymore. Went to buy it sober, they go, "It's already taken." And I got a little flash of me just wasted at the computer, like cackling like a maniac. And I was like, oh, I took it, didn't I? So now I have Emma Comedy because I can't get I blocked myself from being successful at that.
So don't drink is the lesson.
Yeah, so don't get drunk and buy websites. I don't know how I, pulled that off, but Emma Comedy.
Emma Comedy, we'll check it out. Emma
Thank you.
Willmann, ladies
Thank
and
you,
gentlemen. How about that? Terrific. Well, that's it. That brings us to the end of season 7, and what a time it has been. How about a round of applause for all the guests tonight? Truly exceptional. I'm so good we could all be here. I'd like to say thanks to all my guests this season, everybody that came out, everybody that wrote about the show. Wonderful. All the great festivals. Thanks to Steve O'Reilly. Doesn't get a lot in word-wise, but a terrific guy. And thanks to the pit for having us here. It's been tremendous. And let's see, now I'm going to just take the summer. So till next time, I'm going to be lashing my empty whiskey bottles together to fashion an impromptu, improvisational catamaran that I'm then going to sail across the Gowanus and enjoy the summer months. Now let's get back to that great music that we all enjoy. Thanks everybody for being here. Thank you.